55301. Alright, yeah, you proceed with it. You're actually going to go to executive airspace?
That's correct, 55301.
Okay, head there, stay with me, and let me let them know.
From Love Field Airport in Dallas, Texas, this is Runway DFW in color.
Thank you, Warren Barnett, for helping us start our final broadcast of Runway DFW for the year 2025. Happy New Year! So we come to you tonight for our final broadcast of the year from Dallas Love Field once again. And punch that button. Welcome to you. We're here on the rooftop of one of the parking garages at Dallas Love Field, here to bring you all the action. Tuesday nights, our experience has been kind of, we may not have all that much action, but you know, it's a nice time to get together to just hang out with one another, to reminisce about year 2025, look ahead to 2026. And I thank you for spending a part of your evening or morning or afternoon with us wherever you are in the world. Thanks for watching Runway DFW. So glad to see you. There's the skyline of Dallas, and I have to say, we do have a very crystal clear look at that skyline for tonight. We are in South Flow, however, here at Dallas Love Field, so that means we're not going to see a heck of a lot of, well, we won't see any planes that are flying, coming in over downtown, because that would be North Flow.
Runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
But we have our first takeoff of the evening on 13 left here at Dallas Love Field. This is going to be Southwest Flight 753, a 737-800 off to Denver in Colorado. So if you're one of our long-term viewers who've been with us all year and maybe even longer than that, thank you. If you're a new viewer to Runway DFW, welcome on in. It's a fun place to hang out. And if you are new to us, we're Dallas Love Field. This is the home of Southwest Airlines. It flies only 737s, Dash 700s, Dash 800s, and Max 8s. But we will see a variety of business/corporate jets through the evening. And some of you may ask, well, why aren't you at Dallas Fort Worth International Airport? Well, we kind of tried to bring you some DFW action on Sunday morning with an unannounced broadcast from the from a parking lot of a train station, which is just north of the airport. So we couldn't actually see the planes land. We couldn't see them take off, but we could see them go right over our heads. So that was fun. Heath Shelton with a $12.30 super chat. Thank you, Heath. Good evening on this penultimate day of 2025. Thank you so much for the Runway DFW content this year, with hopes for much more in 2026. Well, thank you for that, Heath. Yeah, we did. We had, let's see, did I enumerate this here? I thought I did. As far as how many, yeah, this is our 157th stream of 2025. And that about, it's not quite, it's about every third day. Or something like that. It's a lot of streams. But you never know what's going to happen. So
1374 left area number 2, following company on a 2.5 mile final runway.
This should be flight 2222 going to Kansas City, 737-800. So it'll go to the end of 13 left and make a U-turn and turn around, I should say. Here is our friend Luke, the random spotter, who's been a channel member for 26 months now. 26 months, just getting started. What a great year we've had. Happy New Year and happy anniversary to you and Mrs. Runway DFW. Oh, thank you. Well, that's one reason I won't be with you tomorrow, is because we celebrate, we were smart, we celebrate our anniversary, well, we don't celebrate, it is our anniversary on the first day of the year, so. But there's Luke, a random spotter, a member of the Code Share crew, along with Patrick at Reverse Ops. So be sure to check out their channels as well. We stand together. So let me follow along with this. Oh, got a plane coming in. Our first arrival of the evening. There's one runway on either side of Love Field, on the east side and the west side.
Southwest 137, turn right, Mike.
Both runways, well, each runway is used for both arrivals and departures on most days. This would be flight 137, just touched down from Albuquerque, New Mexico, 737-800. And as soon as it pulls off, then that flight to Kansas City will have a chance to take off on the same runway, 13 left. Josh Elkins saying hello from Huntsville, Alabama. Hello, Josh. Our friend Honor Wimbry with the phrase that marks the year 6-7. That's always amusing to my grandson, who's 9. Well, we had a plane coming in right behind that that flight from Albuquerque. This is from beautiful downtown Burbank, 737-700. Flight 1374. And there's a plane right behind this as well.
Mike 2 up, gate 6. Southwest 1374, Mike Bravo 5, Mike.
So we're here at a good time. I suspect it's going to be a little slow later on in the evening.
Tower, Southwest 1806, visual 137. Southwest 1806, left tower, runway 13 right, clear to line. 13 right, Southwest.
Of course, 2026 is going to be a big year for Southwest. Some big changes coming up. Of course, they've already ceased their policy of bags fly free, and next year, I think starting sometime in January, if I'm not mistaken, Southwest will begin offering reserved seating. No more cattle car seating. You're gonna know where you're sitting. And I think that can't come too soon. All right, here's what's coming up next.
Southwest 22 left tower, runway 13 left, line clear.
Another 737-700, this one coming in from Austin, Texas. Like 2535. So you got a threefer there. Looks like this one's gonna go short and turn right about there. Two planes that preceded it made an earlier right turn.
Southwest 2535, what's good? Got to gate 1. Southwest 2535, taxi Mike, Bravo 4, Bravo.
This one's going to gate 1, which is just a few hundred feet from where it is right now.
Southwest 2222, wind calm, RNAV door set, runway 13 left, take off.
So you might have heard the dispatcher saying winds are calm. And we've got two planes lined up to go out, flight 2222 to Kansas City, a 737-700. I'm sorry, a 737-800. And we have flight 1193 to Las Vegas, a 737-700. So let's see which one gets the call first. Looks like the flight to Kansas City is off and running. Where'd it go? There it is.
Southwest 1806, 15's occupied, contact ground. Alright, contact ground. Southwest 1193, left tower, wind calm, RNAV door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff. RNAV door set, clear for takeoff, 13 left, Southwest 1193.
So those of you who caught our Sunday morning stream might be wondering when we're going back to the parking lot at the train station. And I was informed that we need a permit to do that officially, so I've got my inquiry into DART, the Dallas Area Rapid Transit System, to see if they'll let me do that again, perhaps on a regular basis. Haven't heard back from them. The person who handles that kind of stuff is on vacation. But it would be nice to go back there. If you didn't see it, it's a place where the planes just fly right over you as they're coming in. It's about a mile north of where they actually touch down. But we get some very nice under the plane shots as they come right over us. So hopefully we'll get to go back.
Southwest 1193, contact most start departure. Southwest 1193.
So that plane off to Las Vegas. Our friend Pittsburgh Don, friend and moderator and subscriber, or a member of the channel. Thank you, Don. Good to see you here. Of course, Luke the Random Spotter, another one of our mods. DFWR Productions. Good evening from just 20 minutes away in Carrollton. Been a nice day. Spent the afternoon traveling by train around the Metroplex. Hope everyone has a great 2026. Just hit 21 months of membership. Thank you to you. $757 Chip is here with us this evening with a $25.26 super chat. Thank you to Chip. Happy New Year, Walt Mods and fellow Av Geeks. I'm looking forward to the reopening of Founders Plaza in 2026 and new adventures by... Oh, thank you so much for those kind words for me, Chip. We have, for your viewing pleasure, another aircraft coming in. Can't tear ourselves away from that lovely downtown view. This is going to be NetJets Flight 534 coming in from Tucson, Arizona. A Cessna Citation Latitude. An hour and 45-minute trip for this little jet. Hope you've all been having a great holiday season.
Jet 534 left Alpha 2 Alpha Park. You can just stay with me.
Alpha 2 Alpha with you, Jet 534.
Took our grandson to Six Flags over Texas on, was it Friday? Granny and I rode one ride, the Runaway Mine Train, which both of us remembered from previous visits a long time ago. The other rides that my 9-year-old grandson was keen to go on, I could not handle them. Going upside down and sideways and backwards and forwards. Oy. But he went on about, I don't know, 7 or 8 rides altogether. The thing about Six Flags, and I guess most of the major amusement parks these days, is you've got to wait in line. And I think all the parks have mechanisms so that you don't have to wait in line as much if you fork over some more dough. So our grandson averaged about 1 ride per hour of the time we were there. We were there for about 7 or 8 hours. Which, you know, given the, those rides, it's like, NASA could send astronauts to sample the G-forces that those rides appeared to give out. I'm looking for a plane here. There it is. So anyway, our grandson was lucky enough to find some kids from his city who were there at the park. So he got to hang out with them. So that was nice. Silvio Abreu is joining us from Madeira Island in Portugal. Thank you to you. Silvio, it's good to see you. Joanne Liddings, good evening, Walt Mods in chat from snowy, cold Wisconsin. Happy New Year tomorrow night. Happy New Year to you. There's Gate 1. One of the planes we just saw coming in has parked there. So it is being attended to for its next aviation mission. We say hello to Alistair Holt from Carrying Place in Ontario, Canada. Wishing everyone a Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Zaphod Harkonnen, Kia Ora guys and gals and non-binary pals from here in UTC plus 13. So that's pretty far from where we are. No, he didn't specify where that is, but yeah. As far as the weather here tonight, 45 degrees Fahrenheit, a very gentle wind. The tower reported it calm. My watch says 4 miles an hour out of the south. So it's almost nominal. I think it would feel a lot colder if there were any wind, and there isn't any to speak of tonight. White Cloud Roast says Happy New Year, and Happy New Year to you. And of course, Happy New Year from us here at Runway DFW. Craig Beskier is excited to be here. Much better than going through TSA checkpoints. Thank you for being a member of the channel, Craig.
Southwest 1808, left tower, you guys ready upon reaching?
Okay, so Zaphod.
Yeah, we'll be ready
Oh
upon
yes, the
reaching.
Kia Ora should have given it away.
Southwest 1808, wind
Ao
1604, RNAV,
Tora?
runway
Did I
13
read
left.
that one right?
Take off.
Aotearoa, New Zealand. I muffed that one, I'm sure. J.R. Melton with memories of Six Flags. I remember the Mine Train. It was the top ride in its day. Rather tame now. Well, you know what? It was tame. I mean, as far as, you know, vertical drops and things like that. But boy, was it rough. It was a... Granny and I found our backs were banging against the cars. It was very... not much in the way of shock absorption, I guess I could say. Zaphod says it's about to click over to 3 p.m. on December 31st down in New Zealand. So a happy New Year's Eve to you. Steve Lundaby, one of our longest term members of the channel, with a $100 super chat from up there in North Dakota. Happy New Year, everyone. Take Mrs. Runway DFW out for a nice evening. Happy anniversary. Hope to see you all in person sometime soon. Thank you so much, Steve. Yeah, we do plan to go out tomorrow night. We'll be done. It's just for, well, it's for a dinner at a nice place that we've been to before that we like. We haven't been there in a while, and I think we hope to be home before the clock strikes midnight, because I don't really want to be out on the roads at that hour. But yeah, so thank you so much to Steve for that very super chat. Okay, so Zaphod says Aotearoa is pretty close. Aotearoa. Well, we're looking for a plane here. There it is. Off into the stratosphere. I was caught up with chatting with you all.
Southwest 1808, contact.
Flight 1808 going to Los Angeles on MAX 8. Jackie Redmond said DFW just moved back to South Flow. It's been North Flow for several days. When we were there on Sunday morning, it was South Flow. Lucky for us, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to see much. And yeah, I did notice that it moved to north flow later in the day as the winds changed. So good to see you, Jackie. Doing done says good luck with the traffic, Walt. Well, you know, we have there where we're going to eat. There's some back ways. Don't have to go on the highway where we're going. So that'll be nice. D. Sorello says I rode the Shockwave and the Cliffhanger at Six Flags when I was a kid. Been afraid of heights ever since. You know, Mrs. Runway DFW and I in Las Vegas went on the. This was probably about 10 or 15 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. There's a roller coaster that goes around the New York Hotel. And Mrs. Runway DFW was finished with roller coasters after that one. Although we did go on the mine train, but that was the first one we'd been on together since then. Josh Aldrich is here. Let's see. Well, first of all, let's say hello to our friend Kevin at Wellington Flights Live, where it is in Wellington, New Year's Eve. So happy New Year to you. Happy 2026 to you, Kevin. Much success in the new year, and I hope all of you are subscribers to Wellington Flights Live. Some great content there from another one of our channel pals. So thank you, Kevin. Robert Brun has joined up in the quad jet category of our members. Thank you, Robert.
Southwest 1110, left tower, runway 13 left, 39.
Luke says, roads? Where Walt's going, they don't need roads. And Kevin says, is the Runway DFW chopper in for servicing? Did we have a chopper? I'm not sure we had a chopper, Kevin. But Pittsburgh Don says that sphere thing in Las Vegas is creepy looking. That thing has been built since I've been to Las Vegas last. I used to be able to go to Las Vegas quite often, or at least once a year, for a broadcasting convention back when I worked for a major market TV station. But so I got to go to the broadcast convention every year, and it was fun. But don't get to do that anymore. So let's see. There's got so many people to say hello to tonight. Luke says, I stayed at the Venetian when they were topping that sphere out, so I didn't get to see it all lit up. I'm sure it would have been interesting to see that, be that close with it lit up.
Down now to final, and we're clear to land.
Coming in on final approach, Southwest Flight 1110 from Phoenix, Arizona, 737-700. Yeah, looks like we got some more planes lining up behind it. If you're just joining us, it's 8 o'clock. I'll do a little station ID here in a second. It does look like we've got a parade of jets on the way in. So here's the flight from Phoenix. Let's see if it's a Dash 700. Does that mean it will go it'll land short.
Southwest 1110, right Mike 3, what's good?
Right on Mike.
Of course, it's the smallest of the planes that Southwest is flying, so maybe it doesn't take as long to stop.
Mike Bravo 3 and monitor.
Mike Bravo 3 monitor.
So let's see, we have some music here. Let's see what we can play. I know we're a day early, but Happy New Year to everyone who's watching.
Wind 1604.
Ron Sees America, Twin Jet member now for 28 months. Thank you to you, Ron. Happy New Year to you.
Zero 716, where you parked?
716 going to Atlantic.
716, roger, turn right, Mike 3, taxi via Mike, Foxtrot, monitor ground.
This little guy came in from Portland, Oregon.
Foxtrot, we'll monitor ground at 0716.
It's Bombardier Challenger 604. 3 hour and 5 minute trip from Portland. Don't worry, we're going to milk that New Year's Eve animation for all it's worth tonight. Looks like we've got Southwest Flight 2294. Which will be on its way to San Diego, California. Lining up to take off shortly. It'll be a MAX 8. And it'll be coming to us from way down yonder. At the end of 13 left. Phil G, channel member, Happy New Year from Northern California. Thank you. And here's Wood Doctor with the METAR forecast.
906 Alpha Charlie, visual on the left, going to business jet.
906, number 906 Alpha Charlie, low tower, runway 13 left.
It is clear, and for you centigrade enthusiasts, or Celsius enthusiasts, I should say, 7 degrees Celsius. Steve Lundaby
2294, low tower, runway 13 right, line up with.
is a fan of the New York roller coaster. Well, Steve, you can take our place, because I don't think, even if we get to Las Vegas again, I don't think we'll be looking at it, but I don't think we'll be on it.
Southwest 1575, left Charlie 4, Fable Whiskey.
Charlie 4, go 17.
Southwest 1575.
RJM Jr. says, Happy New Year. Thanks for your hard work from your friends in Kansas City. I appreciate that.
Monitor ground, get wind 15 southwest, 20, 50.
Soul Searching Emily, a channel member with some fireworks for us. Thank you, Emily.
Runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 1605.
David Witten is saying hello from Southern Oklahoma. Great place for plane spotting is from a Reunion Tower in Dallas. The jets going by will definitely get your attention, even though they're a safe distance away. We'll take a look at Reunion Tower here in just a bit. We got a plane about to take off, and then we'll scope that out.
Southwest 4356, left tower.
We have a plane actually about to land.
13 right, line of way, south 4356.
This is going to be an Aero charter from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. It's a Cessna Citation XLS. 53-minute flight from a neighboring state.
Southwest 2283 left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land.
Runway 13 left, Southwest 2283.
Flexion 441, expect the left, turn it out.
Left altitude, left 441.
Got another business jet on the way in.
Southwest 2294, contact 1 report.
Departure Southwest 23.
Southwest 4356,
And
wind
if we look
1604.
to the north,
Runway 13 right.
actually technically we're looking to the northwest. We can see a constellation of planes lining up to head out.
South Charlie, turn right, Mike 2, taxi, Mike 5, hold short of runway 13 left, this frequency.
Mike 2, Mike 5, hold short, 13 left, stay with you, 6 South Charlie.
Shirley Wheeler with a Happy New Year to everybody. And Sean Bramlett with a $5 super chat. Sean's a channel member. Says, Walt, sure hope that you and Mrs. Runway DFW, the Moderation Federation, and all channel members a Happy New Year. Thanks for all that you do. And once again, it is I'm really privileged that I can get to do this for you. I know that not everybody lives near a major airport, and some major airports don't have don't have good places to watch the planes come and go. So
Southwest 4356, contact 1 start departure.
we like to be your eyes and ears.
Flexion at 441, give me a good roll down to altitude, traffic's on a 2-mile final. Turn left.
This plane once again coming in from San
Roll
Antonio.
down to Alpha 2, left on altitude, and monitor flight 441.
This is a FlexJet flight 441. Embraer Praetor 500.
Left tower, runway 13 right, clear to land, there'll be 1 departure prior to arrival.
Roger, active land Southwest 2610.
Southwest 2205, left tower, wind 1604, RNAV door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff, traffic company 4-mile final.
RNAV door set, left 3 right,
Got another Southwest flight coming in next. 2283 from Long Beach, California. 737-800. Have to be honest, it's a little busier than I thought it was going to be tonight, based upon our previous Tuesdays with you. It might have something to do with this being a holiday week, or maybe not.
Charlie, crossing runway 13 left, Mike 5, Alpha Port.
13 left, Mike 5, Alpha.
Southwest 2283 right, Mike 2, what's the gauge?
Mike 2, we're going to 5.
Southwest 2283, that one's occupied, taxi via Bravo 2, Bravo, short of Bravo 3, and just monitor ground.
Bravo 2, Bravo, short of Bravo 3, monitor ground, Southwest 2283.
Southwest
And as you can see, this plane went long.
288,
It's a flight from Long Beach. 737-800.
Crossing runway 13 left at Alpha 3, turn right on the line.
13 left at Alpha 3, over Mike
6.
Plane's got to kind of do a little dance as they kind of squirrel around here. Follow the line to get to the terminal.
From racing up here, taking Mike hold short of Mike 6.
Mike hold short, Mike 6, tracing here.
For anything up here, you're going you're going to be ready.
Where do you go to it?
Tower Southwest 2079, visual 13 left.
Southwest 2079, left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 1604.
Clear to land, 13 left, Southwest 2079.
Southwest 2639, turn left, Charlie 4 with the gate.
Charlie 4, gate 10.
I'm sorry, with the gate.
10, sir.
Southwest 2639, Charlie, Delta, and just monitor ground.
Charlie Delta on ground. Tower Southwest 1896, 3 miles would knock me for 13 right.
I think a little earlier I saw
Calling tower second.
Josh Aldrich in the chat, and I didn't.
1896 on the RMP Whiskey 13 right.
Southwest 1896, left tower,
I
runway
couldn't
13
find
left, clear to
his.
land, wind 1604.
13 right, clear land, Southwest 1896.
So anyway, Josh, if you're there, thank you for being here. Thank you for being one of our mods, and it's great to see you. There's Josh, who's thanking Sean Bramlett for his donation. So hello, Josh. Happy New Year to you. Here's our friend Texas Girl. Good evening, Walt and everyone else. Texas Girl's been hanging around at, she's a coach driver, and she's been hanging around at the Gaylord, is it just called the Gaylord Hotel, or is the Gaylord Center? I don't know, but there's a big hotel called the Gaylord just north of DFW. And as she's been waiting,
Helicopter 3157 Hotel.
as she's been waiting for
7 hotel,
picking up or delivering her
Good evening, sir. We're about 1
passengers.
miles to the south, just north of Lancaster.
She's been taking great pictures of planes as they come and go from
In the
DFW,
class Bravo, please, sir, if we could, maybe one lap
sharing
around
them with me.
downtown, then exit out to the east toward Garland.
So Texas Girl, have yourself a great New Year. Hope you get some time off. This flight coming in from Salt Lake City.
Roger, clearing cross runway airspace level, altimeter 3035.
737-8.
4656.
4656,
100.
class Bravo, thank you.
Flight 2079.
Number 288, single Sierra, runway 13 left, line of way.
1.13 left here.
Southwest 2079, turn right when able with the gate.
Gate 2, Southwest 2079.
Southwest 2079, somebody just went into that gate. Contact ground and let them know if you have a gate change.
We'll do Southwest 2079.
So not going to get the gate they were previously assigned to. Only 20 gates here at Dallas Love Field, and I believe Southwest has 18 of them. There are two gates. One gate is Delta's. The other gate belonged to Alaska, but Alaska
Southwest 50, left tower,
has
runway 13
left, and I'm not sure what the status of that gate is. I'm sure it must be being used. I just don't know by whom.
1604, runway 13 left. I've got 57 hotel, radar contact about 4 miles east of Executive.
1,300 helicopter 57.
Got a Cirrus SR-20 about to take off. Shall we see what we can see as far as that is concerned?
And for 57 hotel, you can stay at that altitude you're at?
Yes, sir, unless you'd like us something different.
Works.
Thank you.
Southwest 2227, left tower, runway 13 left, line of way, waiting on a park space.
Line up and wait, 13 left, Southwest 2227.
Right Tango Sierra, when able, start the right turn, heading 165. Right Tango Sierra, when able, start the right turn, heading 165.
Turn 165, 26 here.
Call tower and answer, take it.
Air Flight 4, President Dallas, flight eastbound departure.
Air Flight 4, clearing the cross brow airspace, level altimeter 3034, proceed eastbound.
Air Flight 4, cleared in Bravo eastbound. 3.
Right Tango Sierra, contact lone star departure.
Or departure 286 for STM.
Southwest 2227, previous departures and a right turn southeastbound. Wind 1604, RNAV door set, runway 13 left. Takeoff.
RNAV door set, clear for takeoff, 13 left, Southwest 2227.
Southwest 50, runway 13 left, clear to end, wind 1604.
Tainted Tater, RSO. Good evening, Walt, and everyone from Star,
Flight 4, radar
Mississippi.
contact over
Happy New
Presbyterian
Year.
altitude.
Glad to see you here with us.
Thank you.
Southwest Starlight 12 Golf Romeo.
It's a nice evening for watching planes.
Short tour.
Starlight 120 Golf Romeo, left tower, clearing the quad Bravo airspace, above altimeter 3034, radar contact just south of Addison. You can proceed as requested, crossover midfield at 2000.
12 Golf Romeo, roger, clearing the quad Bravo, crossover midfield 2000.
Air Flight 4, leaving cross Bravo airspace in a mile, radar surface terminate, crew change cruise, 4 speed target.
Flight 4, Florida.
And there you have Southwest 2227. It's going to Kansas City, a 737-700.
Copy 57 Hotel, just let me know when you're all done there.
A big thanks to Josh Aldrich, who has gifted 5 Runway DFW memberships. Thank you, Josh. Our new members are Rolando Franco, Haas & Company, Caroline Langham, M. Hammer 47, and Hybrid Noise Bloom. Welcome to our new members. Thanks to our friend Josh Aldrich. S-35 Bonanza pilot, chatting with our friend the Random Spotter, says arrived from home last night from my trio of flights between Alice Springs, Australia and Tel Aviv, taking a few days off, but back at it next Monday bright and early. What a life. And I saw that S-35 Bonanza pilot just re-upped his Quad Jet channel membership, so thank you for that. So there's that. Thank you again, S-35 Bonanza pilot. Texas Girl. Thank you, Texas Girl, for 10 Runway DFW memberships. So, thanks to Texas Girl, we welcome Brandon Rabbit from Southern California, SA 78247, CFI on the fly, Ron Croats, Michael Benvenuto, Powerball 1359, like to run for fun, Anna Marie Cass, Hobbit Core, and Shannon Good Vibes. And we definitely got some good vibes from Texas Girl. Thank you, Texas Girl. New members to close out 2025. Here comes Southwest 50, coming in from Houston Hobby Airport. It's a MAX 8.
Jet 832, left tower, wind 1604, runway 13 left, 32 minutes.
We'll land at 13, left Jet 82.
Just as Southwest does not fly to DFW Airport here in North Texas, Southwest does also not fly to Houston Intercontinental Airport. It only flies to Hobby.
Southwest 50, taxi Mike, Bravo 5, just monitor ground. Mike, Bravo 5, monitor ground, so 59. Starlight 0 Golf Romeo, VFR, at your discretion.
0 Golf Romeo, we're going to send to about 16, 17.
Got it.
about to get a look at NetJets Flight 832 coming in from Scottsdale, Arizona. Cessna citation longitude. You know that some of them are latitudes, some of them are longitudes. This one is a longitude. Big thanks to Graphic Sign and Design, who's been a channel member now for 29 months. Thanks for my favorite nighttime stream. Be safe. Thank you, I shall. Jazzman Randolph says, I'm across the street from the airport.
6 left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 1604.
Well, we'll probably get some pretty good views then.
Left tower, helicopter 57 hotel.
I'm about 60 miles away from the airport.
Thank you so much. We'd like to depart out to the east northeast.
Helicopter 57 hotel, proceed as booked.
57 hotel, thank you so much.
No problem. Jet 832, where you parked?
Signature Terminal 1.
Jet 832, turn left, Alpha 3, Alpha Park, monitor ground.
Alpha 3, Alpha Park, and monitor ground 72.
Cabin all lit up. Anybody in there? Living the high life.
Southwest 2267, left tower, runway 13 right, clear to land, wind 1605.
Shiner Boogie says there's a helicopter in the air. Yeah, I've heard something about that. I couldn't zero in on it. We were going to take a look at the current state of Reunion Tower, which somebody recommended as a great place to watch planes from. So we'll get that dialed in on camera 1 here so you can take a look. It's a nice clear night.
Southwest 2267, left tower, if I didn't, runway 13 right.
So there it is. Looks like a big S. Is it an S or an 8? I'm not sure.
Like 2 to 9, South 3766.
Reunion Tower is a big, well, it's a tower with a ball on top of it, which of course has a light show. I can't always make out what it's trying to display,
Thanks again, sir. Happy New Year.
as it's a pretty low-res image. Well, it looks like U's floating around there. At least that's what I see. Yep, well, I don't know what that is. But anyway, that's a big landmark in downtown Dallas. The Reunion Tower.
1285, visual 13 left.
Southwest 1285, left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land, wind 1605.
Land 13 left.
More planes coming in for a landing. Specifically, Flight 897 from Orlando is next to Max 8.
Zero Golf Romeo advising you're back inbound
Zero Golf Romeo will do. We're going to actually extend north into Richardson and Plano tonight and come back into Addison from the north.
Price Tyson, a member for 5 months, a Quadjet channel member. If I ever fly into Dallas, would you prefer I fly into DFW or into Dallas Love Field? I'm watching from Sandy, Utah, about 10 miles south of downtown Salt Lake City. Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being a Quad Jet member. I used to live in Salt Lake City. I lived there for 1 year from 1980 and 81. And I worked at KUTV, which was at that time at the NBC affiliate. I think they've switched affiliations since then. And they used to be located, was it in Sandy? I think it was in Sandy. I think they since moved downtown. I know it was west of downtown Salt Lake.
Sierra Golf Romeo, thank you. Happy New Year.
Southwest 897, turn right, Mike 2, what's the gate?
Mike 2 at the gate 4, Southwest 897.
Fortunately, that one's occupied for 897. Taxi be at Mike.
Coming in behind this plane from Little Rock, Arkansas, a MAX 8 Flight 1285. So I'll be here momentarily. In fact, we're going to flip around and see that. Peter S., Twin Jet member for 6 months now. Walt, I'm very thankful for finding you in 2025, and I feel the same way. Thank you so much for your great support of Runway DFW. It is much appreciated. You know, this YouTube business, I don't know if I feel like I could, you know, I'd kind of like to be able to break away and just do this full time, but it's hard to predict. So for right now, this is kind of my second job. And you know what? I don't really consider this a job. It's just something fun I get to do and share with you.
Mike 2, going gate 5, Southwest 1285, that one's occupied. Taxi Bravo 2, Bravo, short of Bravo 3, and just let ground know if they change your gate. Bravo.
So another Southwest plane coming in right behind this one. From San Diego, flight 2236. That'll be a 737-800. And this one's got to get off the runway so that that one can come in. And there it is. It's the San Diego arrival. And we have yet another Southwest bird on the way in, a 737-800 from Jacksonville, Florida, flight 3092. Before that, we've got a plane going out here. identify this plane for you momentarily. That one was going out just as this one was coming in. So it kind of gives you an idea of how tightly spaced some of these arrivals and departures are on this one runway on this side of the airport.
Southwest 3092, turn right, Mike 2, let's get.
It's Southwest 3092. Yeah, this is a plane from Jacksonville.
3092, taxi, Mike, Bravo 3, Bravo, monitor. Mike, Bravo 3, Bravo, monitor.
And are we going to see a Delta tonight? I'm not sure. Delta does fly in here with several flights a day between here and Atlanta, its home base. It flies Boeing 717 aircraft. And in fact, well, usually they take off on the west side of the field, typically. Sometimes we can catch a glimpse of it. There's the plane that just came in, and down just right below it over here is another plane which apparently is waiting for a gate. A Card 89 says there's just something soothing and relaxing about hearing the sound of plane engines revving up and taking off. I think that's a big attraction. Rhonda Payne says it looks like they're coming in from the south. Well, no, they're coming in from the north. We're in South Flow tonight, so they're departing to the south.
Romeo X-ray contact, we'll start departure.
No departure, MB9.
The route doctor notes that while DFW normally uses 2 runways for takeoff and 4 for landing, Love Field uses both runways for takeoffs and for landing. That kind of threw me off when we went to Houston. Because, every airport is different. I'd never been to Houston Intercontinental to do plane spotting, and 2 of the runways were used for parallel takeoffs. That was fun for watching.
Land wind 1403.
Land 13 right, Delta 2804.
Luke Molds is coming to us from Masterton, New Zealand at 3:35 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to you, Luke. Channel member Mariana, Texas. I really like Southwest Airlines livery at night. It is definitely colorful, and this is as wide as this shot can go. I can't get the whole plane in that shot. It's right below us. But we can poke our nose over here and see this one pulling into, it looks like gate 1 or thereabouts. Texas Girl says it's very cool that you went over to the railroad tracks. I'll catch that in a second after we watch this plane take it off. Into the clear night sky here in North Texas. Oh, Delta. Speaking of Delta, Delta's about to come in over on the east side, on the west side, sorry. Can we see it? We'll get a little glimpse of it here, I think. There it is. That is the 717 coming in from Atlanta. Not a very clear view, is it? Get one last check of it here. And shall we see if it will go long? If it does, we'll be able to catch a glimpse of it over here. Delta Flight 2804 from Atlanta. Typically, oh, there it is. Okay, we get to look at it. Very good. The not often seen 717. We don't see him at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport. I think we did see one at Houston Intercontinental. So it went long and we got to see it. We're not going to see too much more of it, though. I think it's going to peek behind the car park. But there, we got a little look at the 717. Very nice.
Okay, Julie Echo, leaving class pro air station about 2 miles. Service terminated, free change cruise, quality report.
Copy to Park, change for Look under Julie Echo, see you.
So we go back to this plane, which is parking right below us, waiting for a gate. El Toro 6688 says, "Hey Walt, seeing as Dallas Love Field is the home port of Southwest Airlines, is it ID'd Love?" It is not. It is DAL, is the airport code. Andy A8898, I flew in yesterday. Disappointed there was so much cloud coverage. I really want to see the highways below to appreciate not having to drive.
13 left, clear land, Southwest 2143.
We've got a plane coming in. It's Southwest 264 from Midland, Texas. There it is. It's a 737-700. Let's see if this one goes short.
Turn right at Mike 3.
And I think it's going to go short.
Contact ground at Mike 3.
Mike 3 over to ground 364, good day.
As soon as this clears, it looks like we've got an Aero Charter Cessna Citation XLS preparing to depart for Georgetown.
Southwest 2926, runway 13 right. Clear line.
And that would be Georgetown, Texas. But before that, it looks like we got flight 2143 from Pensacola, Florida, 737-700 on short final. Very short final now. So this one is going long all the way to the end, it said. You hear the baggage carts banging below us. Well, it is going all the way to the end, isn't it? I guess they've got to kill some time until they can get a space at the terminal. I guess that's what's going on here. Would be my armchair calculation.
Alpha Charlie, low tower, RNAV 2 door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff. 13 left, clear for takeoff, RNAV door set.
So the flight to Georgetown, the Cessna Citation XLS, is just now cleared for takeoff. And that being the case, we'll swing our big lens around in that direction. I'm looking for it myself. I haven't quite picked it out yet. Meanwhile, while my hands are not on the tripod, I'll stuff my right hand, my shooting hand, into my Runway DFW hoodie pocket where there's a nice hand warmer. See it, but there it is. I hear the distinctive deedles of a Southwest plane that's being tugged in to get tucked in for the night, just below us.
Tower pickup, so do you want me to be first?
We've got a Silverhawk Aviation Cessna Citation Ultra coming in from Scottsdale, Arizona. Seems to be a popular destination. We'll flip around and look at that here in a moment. Salt Lake City Flights wants to know if there's a Delta 757 sitting at Love Field. Well, I haven't looked for it. We'll take a look here in a moment. Let's get this plane coming in. Cessna Citation Ultra from Scottsdale. I don't think I've ever seen a Cessna Citation Ultra. It's got a lot of headlights. We're talking about 757s. There's the Dallas Mavericks 757, which is normally parked there when it's not doing any missions for the team. Now, oftentimes, if there is another sports charter, it'll get parked in that same general vicinity. I don't see one tonight. That doesn't mean there's not one here at the airport somewhere. But typically when we've been here, that's where it makes its appearance known. My hand warmer has now kicked into low because it's battery operated and it goes into low when it starts running out of juice. So.
Alright, Charlie, hold short Delta, we'll go over the ground.
Robbie Batista saying hello to everyone. Buckeye Traveler, good evening, Walt. Thanks for tonight's stream. Also, thank you for the Houston streams recently. Where's the best place at Houston to spot? Well, there's a number of places. I only was able to get as far as the AB parking garage. And, you know, like most big airports, there's no one great place to see everything. But I found a couple of spots there to get a good look at different aspects of the airport. I don't know the, I looked it up online. There's a website which is operated by, I guess, Houston area plane spotters, and it provides a lot of good information, including the number to call to let the airport know that you're there. So that was helpful.
Bravo to Bravo Aviation. That makes sense.
So let's see, this was a Gulfstream G200 Galaxy, apparently, coming in from parts unknown. But according to my sources, it originated in Brownsville, Texas, down there by the border. Southwest Flight 57 is about to take off to St. Louis, 737-700. That's not it there. That's a plane, I think, waiting for a gate. Sean Bramlett with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Sean. Walt, the dart station idea was cool for seeing the planes' bellies as they come in. What are your thoughts about filming there? Well, it was fun to be there. However, I found out after I set up that technically you need a permit to do that from that location. The DART police officer was kind enough to let me continue, but told me in the future I need to contact DART, which is the transit agency which I guess operates that station, or at least has a part in securing that station.
Southwest 3423, Love Tower, runway 13.
And I have made an inquiry to the DART department, which handles those permits. I haven't heard back yet because the person who handles that is on vacation. So the St. Louis flight looks like it's rolling now. Here on Runway DFW, live from Dallas Love Field Airport in Dallas, Texas, on this New Year's Eve.
Southwest 57, contact military departure.
Megan Dressler in Seattle saying hello to me and the Moderation Federation and everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Megan. From here in Big D. Looks like Southwest 4187 to Reno, Nevada. 737-800 is now poised for takeoff. It's getting there anyway. Should be seeing it shortly. Joyce Weatherington, want to wish Walt and everyone on the feed a blessed, happy New Year. Thank you, Joyce, for those thoughts, and same to you. Sharon Stark, hi everyone. Want to wish everyone a happy and healthy New Year. Those will be the best kinds. Eli VG, what focal length lenses are you using? Our main camera, which you're looking at now, is a, what is it? I can't remember what the minimum aperture this one is, or the minimum focal length. Hold on here. I may have to twist it. That's my head. I think it's a 150 to 600 lens is what this one is. It's currently at 150. Maybe 200 to 600. I think it's 200 to 600.
4187, Love Tower, runway 13 left. Line up and wait.
Here's a Southwest flight coming in from Lubbock, Texas, a 737-700. Like 3423, if I could read my screen correctly.
Southwest 3423, turn right at Mike 3 and what's your gate?
Mike 3 going to gate 6, Southwest 3423.
That one's going short.
Okay, gate 6 is occupied, so right turn at Mike 3. Let's go. And just contact ground.
Mike 3, right turn ground, southwest 3420.
So we've got some gates that are occupado here tonight.
Southwest 4187. Our nav door set, runway 13 left, swift takeoff.
Our nav door set, 13 left, swift takeoff, southwest 4187.
Flight 4187 to Reno is getting ready to take off. We'll shift our focus over to that.
Number 707, Mike Zulu, love tower.
Here it comes.
Okay, contact ground for me. Southwest 4187, contact launch approach.
That's part of 4187. Tower 7642's visual 13 left.
Southwest 642, love tower, runway 13 left, clear to land, expect to exit at Mike 2.
Mike 2, exit.
We'll see if we can sneak in a station ID right here before the top of the hour. And so a big and wonderful Happy New Year, a day in advance to all of you. Well, not well, some of you, it's sooner than that. But thank you for joining us here on this New Year's Eve. We welcome you and hope you are having a nice evening. Hope to bring you some more airplane action before we finish things up here. Plastic Duck wants to know, do I know when Founders Plaza is supposed to reopen? And Happy New Year. Well, I did stop by Founders Plaza on Sunday morning. Still closed. I really couldn't tell too much about the progress they've made other than the fact that there is the temporary fence, which has been the bane of our existence for about 2 years there, is still up. They haven't taken that down. We expect that to be down by the time they finish up what they're doing, because the temporary fence was made to keep us away from the soil movement, which was impacting the area just, you know, the hill upon which Founders Plaza is placed.
And Southwest 642, turn right at Mike 2 and contact ground went off. I appreciate it.
So this is now going to be the 4th plane, which is looking for a place to park.
Southwest 889, plan on exiting Mike 2.
I see one plane which now looks like it's going to the gate. Oh, I see one plane which is now being tugged. Let's see if we can look over here. Another plane is being towed into a parking space just below us, so that'll be 2. I assume they'll be parked there overnight. In the meantime, Southwest Flight 889 from Birmingham, Alabama is about to touch down. It's a 737-800. We're going to take a look at that now.
Airline 2 is on top of Festivities. Still clocking in earlier, 4632. We are westbound, going over to Baylor Irving. We're going to be into DFW.
Airline 2, Roger, clearing us on Bravo airspace. Stay on number 3033. Proceed on course.
3033, we're on the go. Airline 2.
Very energetic CareFlight helicopter operator there talking to the control tower. CareFlight is a medical helicopter service. And of course they coordinate. There are multiple hospitals surrounding Dallas Love Field. There's Methodist, there's Parkland, there's Children's, and I think they all have helipads. So due to their proximity to Love Field, they need to check in with the tower as to coordinate their movements. On short final now, JSX coming in from Provo, Utah, in Embraer 145. It's the first JSX we will have seen on this New Year's Eve. Big stripe is the call sign for JSX. Our moderator and channel member and friend of the channel, O'Malley, is here. Hello, O'Malley. So here comes the JSX flight. So JSX has its own hangar/terminal at the south end, southeast side of the airport. That's where it's headed now.
Flight C, go ahead, contact East Tower 127.5. Have a good night.
Flight C, let's wind it over. Talk to you later.
Southwest Flight 266 is coming in from St. Louis, a 737-700. And it shall be here momentarily. We'll follow this for another couple of seconds and we'll have to tear ourselves away.
Southwest 2351, left Charlie 4, contact ground.
Charlie 4 ground, Southwest 2351.
And yonder comes the flight from the city of the Golden Arch. Not Golden Arch, but is it a Golden Arch? That's not a Golden Arch. Big Arch. That's not what they call it. The Gateway Arch. That's what it is. St. Louis. I've seen it. Drove through St. Louis once and saw the Gateway Arch. Pretty incredible thing to see. But didn't stop by and visit.
turn right at Mike 3, then contact ground. Mike 3, over ground.
There are people, crazy pilots sometimes, flying aircraft like under suspension bridges. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to fly through the St. Louis Arch. I'm not suggesting it. I just wonder if anybody's ever been foolish enough to try that.
Southwest 4037 up tower, you guys up and ready? Okay, Southwest 4037.
Aaron with a $2 Singapore currency super chat. Thank you. Less than 13 hours to New Year in Singapore, where it's 11:05 a.m. Happy New Year to you. And Happy New Year to everybody who's watching Runway DFW. This is our final broadcast of the year. I think our singers even have something to say. Well, not singers. Oh, yeah, singers.
Happy New Year to you.
I hear fireworks.
4037, RNF 2 door set. Runway 13 right, flip takeoff.
And you know, I was looking across the way here, and I think there's like a Christmas display we can check out right across the street from Love Field on the west side of the airport. Let's see if we can check that out. There it is. That's a nice job they've done there. MR Rice, going to say good night. Good night to you, MR. So good to have you with us through the year and into next year. Happy New Year to you. We'll see you next year. Oh, there's a plane that went by. The plane taking off on the west side that just went by that shot.
Southwest 300, RNF 2 door set, runway 13 left. Another set, 13 left, maneuver cross, Southwest 39. Southwest 4037, contact, we'll start portion. Portion 4037.
Ron Coles one says, it is illegal to fly through the St. Louis Arch. Well, I assumed it would be pretty illegal. Robert Chestinovich, channel member, Walt, amazing color and clarity. Well, we got very good equipment, and we thank our channel sponsor, James Webb, for seeing to that. Taking off there was flight 300 to Indianapolis, a MAX 8.
Southwest 1896, I'm sorry, we're with you, Southwest 1896. Southwest 1896, when able, runway 13 right, line up and wait. 13 right, line up and wait.
Tower 248 Lima X-ray visual 13 left.
November 248 Lima X-ray, left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land.
Clear to land, 13 left, 248 Lima X-ray.
So MRI says, well, yes, someone flew an old Learjet under the St. Louis Arch back in the 1970s. Bye again. Thanks for that tidbit. I was sure somebody had done that. I'm glad they didn't do any damage. O'Malley with a Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, O'Malley. It was great to see you again this year at Cranky Dork Fest. Hope to see you again next year out in LA.
Southwest 1896, RNAV 2 Dorset, runway 13 right.
13 right, clear for takeoff, RNAV 2 Dorset, Southwest 1896.
Okay, Mark 66. I haven't been able to watch in a while. How much longer till they anticipate reopening Founders Plaza? Well, I keep checking, but I haven't seen anything new officially. All I know is that it's supposed to open. There's supposed to be a 3-month period in which it was closed for repairs, and that will end in about mid-January because it's been closed since mid-October. Now, will it be finished? I don't know. We'll see.
Love Tower, Southwest 477, visual 13 right.
Southwest 477.
Preparing to land on the east side here.
13 right, clear land, Southwest 477.
We've got what looks to be a Dassault Falcon 900 EX. Hey, it's our tri-jet of the night.
Southwest 1896, contact 1 start departure.
It's coming in from Corpus Christi, Texas. Solidarius Aviation Flight 248LX. Solidarius Aviation. 3 is greater than 2.
Low south, runway 13 left, line up and wait. Where you parked?
Business Jet Center.
Alright, very good. Right turn, Mike 3, taxi north on Mike, stay with me. Hold short of 13 left at Mike 5.
So right turn off Mike 3, Mike. Hold short, 13 left at Mike 5, 248 Lima X-ray.
You got it.
A handsome-looking plane.
RNAV 2 Dorset, runway 13 left. Clear for takeoff.
16 years old. Brightly illuminated cabin.
Southwest 3766, low tower, when able. Runway 13 left. Line up and wait.
Runway 13 left, south 3766.
Going out there was and Emperor Phenom 300 off to Evansville, Indiana.
Southwest 3766, RNAV 2 door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway door 6, clear for takeoff 13 left, Southwest 3766.
Southwest 477, turn left to Charlie 4, then contact ground.
Charlie 4 to ground, Southwest 470.
So, Southwest 3766, 737-700 is going to Omaha, Nebraska.
Falcon 8 Lima X-ray, cross, runway 13 left at Mike 5.
Where we had a live shot, a live stream from our friend Luke the Random Spotter just a few days ago. I was so surprised to see that because I assumed Nebraska, Omaha, everything would be like perfectly flat, just like it is in most of North Texas. But au contraire, some terrain there in Omaha. Some sort of a formation.
Southwest 3766, contact Lone Star.
Guys, apparently it was built from silt from the Ice Age or something. Very interesting. I had no idea about that.
Southwest 2639, Lone Star, you guys up and ready?
G-Money Tex gives us a holla. Hello there.
Southwest 2639, RNAV 2 door set, runway 13 left, clear for takeoff.
Southwest 2639 on F door 6, takeoff.
Beve, channel member, Quadjet channel member for 32 months. Holy moly. Happy New Year, Walt. Thank you for a wonderful 2025. Here's to a wonderful 2026. Thank you, Beve. Couldn't do these things without you and the other Runway DFW mods. To El Paso, flight 2639, 737-800. So Luke saluting the Loess Hills, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. They have some character up our way. The Loess soils found here are found in only 2 spots in the world, western Iowa and someplace in China. So that was it. See, you learn something new here on when you view live streams. I learned that from Luke. Sarah, the real deal, one of our Quadjet channel members. Hello to me and the mods and the friends. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Sarah, always good to see you. Starting to get a little chill here. Looks like we're in a bit of a lull here, so I think what we're going to do is liven things up. As much as I can liven things up. Let's salute our Runway DFW channel members. Yes, it's that time when we say thank you to the Runway DFW channel members. A special thank you, of course, given that the fact that we're about to enter a new year. Our list begins, as always, with James Webb. The name you know, the name of our official Runway DFW sponsorship. Thank you so much, James Webb, for everything you do for Runway DFW. Now we'll look at the names of all the rest of our channel members, a list that was prepared especially for you. Well, we acquired it from the porch of Funkin' Wagnall at noon today. Our Quadjet channel members include 757 Chip, Alan J, Alan Silva, Alaska Plane Spotter, Alice Mabel, Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew. I hope my mouth continues to work here. It's getting cold. Beaker and Honeydew, Beve, Brian D, Charles Bowles, or Charlie Bowles, CPP 99, Chuck TXK in Texarkana, Cloudy Sayers here in North Texas, Cubs Win, Darren Cirillo, David Rutherford, D, Doug Jackson, Dronoki, Dwayne C, Eric Coupe, Hegler 17, HD Kraut, there's that name again, James Webb, John Lipman, Josh Aldrich, all Quadjet channel members, Katie Goodling, Ken Schmidt, Kevin Kelly, Kirby Brooks Sr., KS Avgeek, Lori M., Michael Flannery, Michael Hale, Michael Schwarzkopf, Michelle RS, Mike G, Only Planes Network, Patrick Wooters, Paul 1188.
2325 left tower, runway 13 left, clear to land.
They say Paul S 1188, Peyton Nordine, Payathon, Planes Everywhere, Raina Taylor, Rich F, S35 Bonanza Pilot, our Quadjet channel members Sarah Deal, Sean Bramlett, Skittles, Space Ace, Steve Lundevy, Texas Girl, The Grinch, TNT Oh My, Tyson Price, and Will Hutchison. Those are our Quadjet channel members. Now we will scroll through the rest of our Twin Jet and Tri-Jet members. Thanks to each of you for a great year. Flight 2325 from Indianapolis, just touching down. 737-700.
Happy New Year to you.
Thank you, Josh, for hanging out with us tonight. One of our great mods. Happy New Year to you. Thank you to Ella Tan Paul, who's a new TriJet member. Thank you. Well, that concludes our musical interlude. We're still looking at the names of our Runway DFW channel members. There are many of them to see, and I thank each of you for being so supportive of this little enterprise of ours. I don't know if I caught this one, this message from Eric Coupe, this channel anniversary, Quadjet channel anniversary. Eric Coupe, Quadjet, happy almost New Year, Walt. Here's to an amazing 2026. Thank you, Eric. And I'm sorry if I overlooked that earlier in all the activity here. Once upon a time, with a thank you for a happy New Year. I keep hearing, I don't know if you can hear these pops I think somebody's firing off fireworks, and I don't think those are legal in the city limits of Dallas. That, of course, doesn't stop some people. I think we've got flight 2236 to Orlando. You see the tail of that plane there making its way to the end of runway 13 left. That's a 737-800. And things are quieting down here a little bit at the big airport. I think you can hear those pops and booms. Oh, I see them now. Okay. Hang on. So to the west of us, somebody's firing off some celebratory fireworks. I don't know if we're pointed in the exact right spot there, but we'll see here in a moment. The Peacock A380, one of our pals from down under. Happy New Year, Walt, Charlene, mods, one and all. And David, it's going to be, you're going to be celebrating a lot sooner than we are. So Happy New Year to you and Tate. Hope you have a wonderful New Year, and hope to see you again next year at Cranky Dorkfest weekend. Austin 4050X
236 left, sorry, up and ready.
with a Happy New Year. Been loving to tune in every now and again, but we're glad this is one of those again times.
13 left. Good takeoff.
On Dorset, let me take off 13 left, southwest 2236.
Sarah with a shout out to our great mods. And as I always say, the mods really make a difference. I mean, you know, I can go blah, blah, blah all night long, take pictures, but the mods add that really human element to the presentation, which is invaluable. Well, now that we've gone off that shot, apparently they're having a big fireworks display.
Southwest 2236, contact on start departure.
Flight 2236 to Orlando, they're taking off, 737-800. Now, let us see if we can catch any of these fireworks again. So they were coming from this general direction earlier. But of course now they've stopped. right, thanks again to all of our Runway DFW members. The list has now been completed.
Southwest 4012, Love Tower.
So
runway
great to have
13
you
left, clear to land.
as a part of Runway DFW. J.R. Melton, thank you for joining us tonight. Very happy to have you with us, and Happy New Year to you as well. So, and the Tony remembers our Man with the Camera Open. I haven't played that in a while. I don't even know if I still have that available to play back. No, I'll resurrect that in the new year. Peacock A380 can't wait for Dorkfest. We'll be flying to LAX on February 4th for a few days of plane spotting and then heading down south. Well, that sounds wonderful. Have a great visit to the Southland. Let's see if we can get you a shot of a railroad train, shall we? There's a railroad crossing, a dark train headed north. There it is. Light rail. So, trains and planes. Jazzman Randolph says, now that the jets have slowed down, I can fall asleep. Good night, everyone. Good night to you, Jazzman. Thank you for spending your New Year's Eve, at least part of it, with us. Well, we'll finish out the equation here. Trains, planes, and automobiles. There's the automobiles down there, headed back and forth along Herb Kelleher Way, the road that leads in to Dallas Love Field, named after the chairman of the company, or the former. I believe this plane just came in.
November 497 now, Echo Love Tower. So, November 497 Alpha Echo is just about the Lowland. We're about for Dallas Gilbert, currently 2200. November 7 Alpha Echo, Rogers 4663.
Arriving from Nashville, 737-700, flight 4012.
7 Alpha Echo. Radar contact about 8 miles east of the Addison Airport. The love altimeter is 3032. You said Dallas Children's Hospital?
That's correct, sir. Dallas Children is just off the south side of your runway.
Yep, number 7 Alpha Echo. Roger, you're cleared into the class Bravo airspace. You can proceed on course. Direct to Children's.
Roger, 7 Alpha Echo, direct to Children this time, thank you.
So as we look at this plane just came in, I'm looking at jet tip to see if there's anything interesting planned. I don't see anything special. At 10:22, we're supposed to see a Delta 717 coming in from Atlanta, assuming we're here that long. I don't know that we will be tonight, because it's slowing down quite a bit. At 12:24 a.m., there's supposed to be it looks like a charter Delta 757-200 coming in from Memphis. Most likely a sports charter. And then I guess that same plane going out to Salt Lake City at 1:25 a.m. So I'm not sure what the deal is with that. But as far as other aircraft tonight, I don't think we're going to get too much more. We'll have a few more planes before 10, and then I think we'll probably call it quits.
Southwest 364, contact on third departure. Nice, Southwest.
Craig Russell, channel member, wishing me a Happy New Year, and I wish you a Happy New Year as well. Jolo Smith says, Happy New Year all. New York flight coming in about 15 minutes.
Southwest 2184, are you guys up and ready?
We're ready.
We'll probably hang out for that.
Southwest 2184, RNAV 2 door set, runway 13 right, clear for takeoff.
Door set, 13 right. Takeoff.
Guitar player 4848 says, I was planning on doing one last spotting excursion at LAX today, but the rain put a damper on those plans. That's okay, they'll get back at it once the rain stops. Yeah, LA has been having a lot of rain. El Toro says the Dallas charter probably the Memphis Grizzlies, a professional basketball team. Sarah says, a little birdie told me it's your wedding anniversary on New Year's Eve, Walt. Happy anniversary. Well, technically our wedding anniversary is New Year's Day, which makes it very easy not only to remember what day it is, because, you know, it's not a random day, New Year's Day, January 1st, but also the year, because we got married in 1999, so all you got to do is add 1 year to the current year. The current 2-digit year, that is, and then so we will have been married for 27 years on January the 1. So thank you, Sarah.
Southwest 2184, contact on third departure. Switching Southwest 2184,
So looking ahead to the new year, well, looking at this past year, of course, we brought you presentations from 2 different countries. Am I right about that? 2 different countries, South Korea and Cayman Islands. We took you to Houston Intercontinental Airport, to Gainesville Municipal Airport, to McKinney National Airport, of course to Love Field and DFW Airport, and also where else? Oh, to LAX, of course. So it's been a full year. We broadcast. This is our 157th live stream of 2025. Can we top that for 2026? I doubt it, but we'll see. Thank you, Megan, for those anniversary wishes. And thank you, Freddie L. I must be doing something right, I guess. I hope. And you're watching continuous live coverage of this Southwest Airlines 737 parked on the tarmac there.
Medevac 705 as hospital site. Here Alpha Echo, register now remain east, direction west of 31 right, Miss Airlines, that will open the right lane to 40%. Landing instructions, the winds are 170 at 4, the altimeter is 3032. Keep the frequency changes. Approved landing will be at your own risk, non-movement in off-airport area.
Soul Searching Emily says, wow, 157. What an accomplishment. Congratulations on a great year. Thank you, Emily. Of course, some of the highlights included our visit to Seoul. Got a short little stream from Gimpo Airport while we were in Seoul. El Toro Spoolathon is what we got going there. Let's see, we got a plane taking off on the other side. Let's see. I think it's taking off. Maybe it's landing. I will find out here in a second.
And what gate are you guys going to?
Nah, it's landing.
Charlie 3 and just get my website.
Well, at least there's some action.
I'm sorry, Mr. What gate?
Number 3.
Okay, go ahead and contact us.
That appears to be flight 430 coming in from Denver, Max 8. Going long so we can get a little bit of a look at it.
Your flight 2 Love Tower. Understanding you're still Irving, Baylor, Irving. Flight 2, right to squawk 4630, 4630.
4630, Care Flight 2.
Southwest 897, RNAV 2-door set, runway 13 right, for takeoff. RNAV door set, Care Flight 2, radar contact, clear into the class Bravo airspace, the altimeter at Love, 3033, stay altitude.
3033, and just coming up on 1000.
After that check, you can proceed direct departure.
We're going direct. Thank you, sir. Care Flight 2.
Coming in from LaGuardia in Nueva York. Flight 4840. This is a MAX 8.
Southwest 1660 Love Tower and 13 left to the line.
Wonder if this plane will have a place to park.
Southwest 4840, turn right at Mike 2, what gate? Mike 2, gate 5. Gate 5 is occupied, let's go Mike 2 and just contact ground actually. Mike 2 ground Southwest.
There's contact ground. Yeah, this plane was anticipating a gate that is not available. You notice I had a couple of pauses there as I was trying to follow this plane. That's because I was putting my hood on. On my Runway DFW hoodie, which is available in the Runway DFW store, by the way. Incoming Flight 1660 from Baltimore, Washington International Airport, and another MAX 8. So this will be aircraft number 3 that is in line for a gate. Unless this one gets to bypass the other two. Unfortunately, this lens won't go wide enough for me to show you all these planes that are parked here. In fact, this is as wide as this lens can go at this distance. Well, looks like they got to wait as well. And there's Soul Searching Emily, remembering Incheon International Airport, where we did a bunch of shows from. And you know, one of the discoveries of the year was to find the place a plane spotting place adjacent to Incheon, which was just, it was like a dream. I'm trying to remember what the name of it was. But it was a place where it was on the rooftop of an apartment building, and there was an admission to be paid, but boy, I would happily pay that admission for that spectacular viewpoint that it offered. I will definitely be going back there again next year. Our plan, of course, will continue to be that we'll go to Cranky Dorkfest weekend in Los Angeles in September, and from there we will go on to Seoul. And I don't know, I keep thinking about maybe a side trip to Tokyo, because it's kind of on the way. So we'll see. The Adventures of Gibby, wishing everyone a happy new year. Thank you, Gibby. Emily says, I've never been good at making it to midnight, so just a relaxing evening in with some close friends and some snacks. My big celebration is tomorrow. And of course, I guess where you are, Emily, it's already New Year's Eve. John Pearson, a new subscriber. Thank you, John. What do you know? It's 10 o'clock. We get one more chance to bring you this. And yes, Happy New Year to you. From Runway DFW. My mouth is ceasing to work in the cold air. We have our own fireworks show. But yes, it's been a very nice 2025, and we're looking forward to more fun with you in the new year. We've now dispensed with one of the two Southwest planes, which are waiting for a gate. That one and this one are still have not yet been accommodated. So just after 10 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone of the USA, where it's still New Year's Eve. Thank you, Ken Peckham. It looks like our friend Luke is off to a hockey game. Got to work tomorrow evening before at-home New Year's Eve festivities. Well, being home for New Year's Eve, it's kind of usually the best thing. At least I think so. So we're going to go over here. This plane is pulled out of the terminal, so that should accommodate one of the planes that's been waiting for a gate.
Just a minute, traffic crossing
Got a plane getting ready to take off from the west side from 13 right, headed to Midland, Texas, a 737-700. We can't see it taxiing, but we can see it taking off. So let's see if we can do that. So we'll look out here towards Cedar Hill, Texas, with all those antennas lit up. We see those from DFW Airport as well, from Founders Plaza. So Flight 1037 has been cleared for takeoff on 13 right. So we will see it, I don't know if we'll see it, we'll see it in rotation, I guess, as it lifts off. Don't see it moving yet on the radar. Hear it. I think I hear it. Yes, I do hear it. It's a-coming. Goes to Midland, Texas.
Just 1037, can take long start to our departure. Have a good day, Southwest 1037. Good day. Just 1285, left tower, nav, source 713, right, service takeoff. Direct takeoff.
Well, it looks like the next takeoff, the next activity we'll get to see is also going to be on 13 right. So we'll line up again. This will be a MAX 8 going to Sacramento, California, flight 1285. As we kind of wind things down here for this Tuesday night and for the year here on Runway DFW. Flyer KG, channel member. Hello, Walt friends and fans. Hello to you. Beto Basilio, have a happy new year and see you in the new one from Little Rock, Arkansas. Getting ready to check out the aviation stylings of a MAX 8 going to Sacramento. Here it comes. William Quigley, another channel member, thanks for a fantastic streaming year. Well, as I always say, couldn't do it without you. So much appreciation to you, William, and to all of our viewers, our channel members, our subscribers, everybody who tunes in. I was thinking about that term as I was driving, and I always say thank you for tuning in, and you know, that's such a kind of an old-fashioned broadcast term. Of course, you're not tuning in, you're clicking on a thumbnail. But so thank you for clicking in. Maybe I should be saying that. El Toro 6688 saying Boeing ought to develop an AI ad character, max legroom. Well, an airline should come up with that. Of course, I don't think we're going to see that because max legroom is kind of a thing of the past. I keep seeing these photos on, I guess, Facebook. Keep popping up with these 1970s airliners with all, you know, in coach class, where these really cushy seats, and looks like plenty of legroom. Looks like almost business class seats in coach. But that's a bygone era. Well, it looks like we've got one more plane, at least one more plane, on the downwind link. Flight 4322 from Ontario, California, 737-800 is about to check in. We turn now to that arrival. Three cameras for you here tonight. I think our maximum ever cameras was 5. That's kind of overkill. There were times at DFW when we'd be running 4 cameras, and we'll probably do that again. Flight from Ontario, checking in at just 2 hours and 19 minutes. It's a pretty short flight. Almost had a good tailwind. Weather's changed quite a bit here in North Texas, as it often does. When we came to you Sunday morning, we were in shirt sleeves. Temperature around, I don't know, 70, low 70s Fahrenheit. But since then, we've dropped down into the 30s, but it's supposed to be warming up again over the next couple of days. It's not terribly cold tonight. So we've still got one plane below us waiting for a gate. I don't know if that will be the same fate for this aircraft. Over there on the west side, flight 2476 to Denver, Colorado, Southwest Airlines, a MAX 8 is getting ready to take off. Why don't we go and check that out? right, we're back looking at the west side. For flight 2476, max 8.
right.
So right behind that, Southwest 642 to Birmingham, 737-700. So we will reset for that departure. Simplify 210 says it was cold this morning leaving Dallas. Went up to Choctaw Casino for the weekend. 24 degrees in the morning. That's Fahrenheit, of course. Phil G, channel member, we do not have any word on when Founders Plaza will reopen. We're counting on it being open in mid-January, but don't have anything official yet on that. Don't have any updates. It was on Sunday, I think, that our friend 757 Chip said he had flown into DFW and was able to see a quick glance from the Air Founders Plaza as he was coming in, and looked like the big pile of dirt which we had seen in September was reduced in size. So that's an encouraging sign, although as I said, when I went there to kind of scope things out on Sunday morning, I couldn't really see the pile of dirt from where I was, but I could tell that they hadn't yet taken down the temporary fence, which we assume is going to be part of the project. So here on runway 13 left, we're about to see flight 1709 taking off for Baltimore Washington National Airport, 737-800. As our plane spotting for 2025 comes to a conclusion here. So I see no, let's see, do I see anything on the horizon here? I do not. So I am going to make the executive decision that that will be our last plane of 2025 on Runway DFW, unless something happens while we're packing up. But we will have a this for you, chat extravaganza, coming up shortly. We'll leave this camera on. I will pack up, and you can listen to music and chat amongst yourselves. I just heard a big boom. I can't tell what direction it's coming from, but fireworks. Anyway, one final, well, I'll say something else after chat extravaganza, but before we do go, I do wish to speak directly to you to thank you for watching Runway DFW during 2025. For some of you, you've been watching for longer than that. We've been on the air now for more than 4 years. So thanks to our long-term viewers. If you've just tuned in recently, thank you for that. We welcome our new viewers and look forward to a very interesting 2026, especially at DFW Airport. We've got a couple of new airlines coming in. Royal Jordanian, one of them, later in the year. We've got daily A380 service returning on January 1st with Qantas. I don't know that we'll be there for that. Of course, Qantas has been flying its A380s back to DFW since early last year, as I recall, but not on a daily basis. Well, that changes on January 1st when we get daily A380s back at DFW from Sydney. So thank you, Qantas. Again, thanks to you for watching. Thanks to all of our members for their great support, to our subscribers, and a special big thank you to our Runway DFW Moderation Federation moderators who make your experience here a really special one. And I don't know, what can I say? They're great. So we'll play some music. We will get back to Chat Stravaganza, and we'll talk to you again next year on Runway DFW. Thanks for watching. And cue the music.
Delta 1104, 3 right.
To departure, we'll see you Southwest 1100.
Okay, just south of the airport, across the 7 Airlines and direct that. Southwest 2359, turn final, 13 right.
750 now, left tire, runway 13 right, 2 left.
7913 right, Southwest 27.
Runway 6448 left, Alpha 3 Alpha to the ramp, monitor back.
Alpha 3 Alpha to the ramp, on the ground.
You can resume on navigation direct Aviation, thanks.
7 off Echo direct, thank you sir, appreciate it.
Your first choice for continuous favorites.
Raina Taylor, the official equestrian champion of Runway DFW. Thank you so much, Raina, for that $2 super chat. Happy New Year to you, and to your family. We'll see you next year on Runway DFW.
The hits just keep coming.
Well, I've packed up about everything I can do before we go off the air. So once again, thank you to everybody who's watching. Thank you to our subscribers, to our members. Big thanks to our Moderation Federation, as always. And also a special tip of the hat to our channel sponsor, James Webb. Happy New Year to you and you and you. And we'll see you next year on Runway DFW. Thank you for watching, and have a great end of this year and a spectacular start to 2026.
This is Warren Barnett speaking for Runway DFW, a Runway DFW production, all rights reserved.